This isn't my regular wheelhouse. I'm not an online gamer in general, and I certainly don't bother with the latest super hot sexy stuff games. But sometimes I do give them a shot, possibly because the day job calls for it, and maybe because I'm chasing those sweet, sweet views. Come on, hook them up to my veins. Like, share, subscribe, click my bell. Valorant is from Riot Games, a company with an awful track record for how it treats its employees, and while things do look to be changing from an outsider's perspective, I worry how deep the rot really has set in. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. No, instead I want to talk about this mix of Counter-Strike, Overwatch, League of Legends, and every other online small team-based multiplayer game you can think of. It's Valorant, Valerie's aunt, and I'm not gonna play it again. Why? Well, it's beyond me. I'm never going to get good at it. I'm not going to have the time to put the hours in, and even if I did, would I have the patience? Unlikely. This is the sort of game that rewards you for being able to put all the time in the world on the planet into it. The sort of thing that you can only really get a lot from if you don't have to do things. Things like weeding the garden and going to the garden centre and buying some compost for the garden. Also, you might have to do other things not involving a garden, especially if you don't have a garden. But I digress. The demands placed on you by Valorant are just beyond my ability to care right now. But in no way am I having a go at the game, far from it. It actually seems to be really good fun, at least from the perspective of a casual observer who doesn't masturbate over the patch notes on a daily basis. From my perspective, and I am very much a layman in this world, Valorant looks to me like a well-balanced, well-defined, creative mashup of some of the best aspects of other online FPSs, and other genres, from the last couple of decades. It has the small teams of Counter-Strike and League of Legends, the shop function of Counter-Strike, the lane-based play of League of Legends, the bomb planting and disarming of Counter-Strike, other features from other games, characterful, unique power-based heroes like in Overwatch, the endlessly getting shot in the face of all online games ever. It's a solid array of cherry-picked features working well together, and none of which feels out of place or crammed in there. Another thing I'll give Valorant is that it actively pushes you to pay attention to the options you have as a player, as a human being, opening up the first time you load up with options to mute all communications if you want to, for example. If you're like me, you'll definitely do this because people are awful and I don't want to talk to them. I just want to bleat at them like I am doing here. There's also a code of conduct thrust in your face telling you that as a player you have to abide by these guidelines of playing for fun and showing respect. Though I still don't know if Riot's upper management abides by these rules, but hey ho. I still won't play it again, but I've no shame in that comment. I don't have the time anymore. I don't have the will to bother really. And even though through just a few days of play my skills and general ability improved significantly, mainly because I started understanding what the hell was going on, it's not something I'm gonna hone my craft at. But I don't care. It's not a failure on my part. You don't have to play everything. You don't have to be good at everything. You just have to have fun, in whatever way that might come to you. For Valorant, that might actually come to me by watching matches. I wouldn't have known that without playing the game and spectating on teammates after I'd inevitably been shot in the face again, but this is a game that does cater nicely to the hands-off viewer. There's enough going on to keep things spicy, enough of a mix between abilities and characters to surprise you, and a generally tight feeling to the mechanics that means skilled players will be rewarded. While those abilities and other such factors can throw in wildcards to mix it up, it's surprising. I am surprised. This sort of game has completely left me behind in one way, that being actually playing it, but in another way, in becoming a part of the viewing audience, it might well have brought me into the game watching fold for the very first time.